Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And away we go from Wisconsin. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Beginning on the ground with Algier. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Completed over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Here's Algier on 1st down. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 21. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make an impact later.
Throwing his love on 3rd. It's a Green Bay touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Kicking team out to try the extra points. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Here's a return from the 7. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So here are the Falcons out on offense for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
As a QB in this league, if you're going to finish a game with no touchdowns on that side of the stat sheet, well, you better finish it with no interceptions as well. Even if last week was an uneventful contest for him throwing the football, he did what he needed to do to help them come away with the most important stat, the win.
First carry here for Braylon Allen.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. From the gun, Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Third down, 1 yard to go. Motioning the tight end now. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Off play action, Goff. Catch is made down the right sideline. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. They send the tight end in motion. First down throw from Goff. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. This is Allen on the give. Reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons finish off their opening drive. Braylon Allen, the touchdown. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. Justin Tucker to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Green Bay offense returning to the field for their 2nd possession. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Love from the gun. Hits him on the out route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Thrown on first down, Love. Short pass brought in. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 40 on second down. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right
there. New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on first. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Takes the handoff, now Love. Reeled in by Jaden Reed. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Algier running behind center. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive. Try to stick them with the loss and make a difficult 4th down decision.
That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Ready to go with the 2nd quarter. It's the Packers with it inside the red zone. Love now on 3rd and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers take a 2nd quarter lead. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Now, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route, just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Falcons and Braylon Allen back in on offense again. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go play action with Goff. Pressure coming, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again following the sack. Fits it through the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. It's on the turf, the ball's out, he lost it. Packers pick it up. And Green Bay takes this one back for the touchdown. The Packers capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. Really smart play from him there, Brock. Not just to fall on the football, but to take it in for the score.
Yeah, a word we don't normally use with D linemen a lot, quickness, right? Usually the corner skill guys, but he was quick, man. He downshifted in a hurry for 6.
They're out to try and tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers double their lead to 14. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored. And with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. Returning it from the 4. His return makes it up to the 25. Now here come the Falcons on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Allen trying this straight ahead. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 28. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Goff on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. That's taken in at the 42. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And the Packers will take over possession. New set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st and 10, here's Love. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
A 2nd down throw here for Love. Complete out to the right. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That play good for 17 and a first down. Shotgun now for Love. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Loves to throw again. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, Kate, we see this all the time at every level of football. You've got to catch it first. It's just like when a receiver receives a handoff. You got to secure the ball, then let your athleticism take off.
Love on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this down to the 8 before going out. Second and 3 now. Love out of the shotgun. He's got it. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Shipley has the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers making a 3-possession game. It's a Will Shipley touchdown. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine, surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers stretch their lead to 21. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Starting from the 5. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Just a week before the playoffs begin, partner, here's where teams stand as we play out this regular season finale. Off play action, Goff. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Up the middle, here goes Allen. He finds space for a few yards that time. Devon Fuller bringing that play to an end. Moving 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Running on 1st here with Jacobs. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Sent to the ground by Kyler Gordon. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. To the air now. Able to hit home, complete. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a great shoot for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, we'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
They kick the running back in motion. Goff now on third down. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, Goff. He's on the move. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First and 10 now from the 30. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by Quay Walker. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. It's the Falcons with a 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Catch is made in close. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. Well, no doubt about it, Brock. That was a route they worked on in practice, and it manifested in a touchdown with the downs counted here.
And no doubt about it, Kate, you grew up watching and celebrating Jerry Rice running that exact route, didn't you?
Yes, sir. You know it. You know it.
He was so good at it. Every receiver could do it some of the time, but Jerry and the best of them, they do it all the time, just like that one right there.
Tucker on for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Falcons get it back to a 14-point game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here's first and 10 from the 34. Love from the gun. Buys, and they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Even though there's a lot of game time left here, Kate, this just feels like a must for the defense. A little bit of desperation. You cannot allow this offense to find the end zone again, in a massive sack on first down. Well, that's the right way to begin this series defensively.
Second down carry for Algier. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be its second. Here comes Bryce Behringer to handle the 4th down punt. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Falcons will take over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing is gone. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. That holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. One final shot before halftime. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. So we're halfway through this final week of the regular season. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And those two are tied up as they play the 2nd quarter. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. Nico Collins, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And that game's gone to the half, all even at 10-10. It was an excellent first half from quarterback Jordan Love. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. These 2 teams making their final adjustments for the 2nd half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Huard.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the 2nd half. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. His return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out comes the Atlanta offense for the debut possession of the 2nd half. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. On the handoff, Allen. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet. But let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
It's Allen again. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right, they love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
They go play action with Goff. Couldn't connect there. Incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Looking to throw. Goff. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Finds a seam. Left side. He's off to the races. And he takes this one back for the pick six. Second time they've taken one back on him, Brock. First the fumble return, and now this pick six.
You know, I point this out to you every defensive meeting room we're in, Kate, when we sit down in these production meetings, and you can see their boards, right? These defenses keep track, and they know if they get a score defensively, their odds of winning through the roof. You get 2, it's almost a certainty.
That one right down the middle. And the Packers stretch their lead to 21.
I threw that blindly because square is supposed to be on the left side of the screen, not the right side.
Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they'll be looking at some decent field position. He's out of bounds up towards the 35. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick six. Need short memories here as they head back out. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 36. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They go play action here. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Shotgun handoff for Allen. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
They send a man in motion. They'll run Jacobs. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Just 1 yard on 1st and goal. Still 4 yards to go on 2nd. They're going play action. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons get it back to a 14-point game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. The Packers with their offense back out there as Tyler Algier returns to the field. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A give to Algier on the inside handoff. And that defense reacts quickly. Wow, they take him down near the 21. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the 21. Completed over the middle. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's a handoff for Algier. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about will power. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run. And a great try at that 1st down.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Takes the handoff, now Love. Headed out right. Oh, look at this, here he goes. 2 yards on the pickup. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
Trust. Kate, it is such a big part of playing the quarterback position. Yeah, you got to trust you can make the right reads in the passing game, but sometimes these little runs that just get that 1st down, it gains further equity, further trust with your play caller, and most importantly, gives you a 1st down for the offense.
Dump off caught by his back. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And they make the tackle at the 38. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Thrown on 1st down, Love. Escapes the pocket. He keeps it and takes off. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Putting the tight end in motion. 2nd and 6 now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll be 1st down, Packers. From the red zone now. Gets this one to Tyler Algier. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
To the edge of the end zone. Oh, it's incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Love on 3rd and short. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. Yep. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now gone. Finds him over the middle. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's Falcons football, but here in the 4th, that lead might be too much to overcome. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 34. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I can hear it. I can hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did. Wasted no time in getting that sack.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before... A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Beginning on the ground with Algier. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down. They go again with Algier. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Algier gets it on the counter. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Play fake, it's Love. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he's out of bounds, just inside the red zone. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26. Working inside the red zone. Looking to his fullback now. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, he had a chance to pull up and avoid the hit, Brock, but we knew the outcome from the moment he decided not to and made contact. That flag came out. So now then, after the penalty, this is 1st and goal. Shotgun now for Love. And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock, he sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity, certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Return coming from the 6. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Here's to take over possession. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Slot man motioned over. First throw for the backup now. Hall there to haul it in. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Falcons will have a first.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Back now, pressure on its way. Able to hit Hall, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Timeout called on the field, so we've got a player shaken up, and at the worst time, too. They just wanted to keep everyone healthy entering the playoffs next week. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From midfield now. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Second and 10 now. And that one is picked off, but wait a second. Oh, it came down out of bounds, so that's just going to be incomplete.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. Back to throw, needing a first. He completes it in traffic. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Throwing it again here. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. Everybody rushing back to the line. From the 32. Looking slant route, complete. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. 1st down from the red zone. Has him on the quick hitter. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. He'll throw it yet again. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Falcons putting up points in a game decided. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
So we've got a stoppage.
After review of the play,
Those points safe on the scoreboard. The touchdown upheld upon review. Tight end going in motion here. He's throwing for it. Oh, and he's got a man open. Complete. And he is going to get in. That's going to cut a couple more off of that lead. He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. All right, now another opportunity to convert this two-point try.
The Falcons will line up for the two-point conversion.
They're throwing it. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. Oof, backed up 10 yards. Seemed like a better spot to maybe pack it in and just try to kick it. Pretty tough to convert from the 12.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kate. And actually, we see these other leagues trying to incorporate a 1-point, 2-point, 3-point from a distance like this, and they almost never go for it because the odds pretty long in getting the conversion.
And this drive will start inside the 25. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous. Right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Kicks the handoff, now Love. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
And it'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. The Packers send out their punting unit. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. His work begins at the 31. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They've got a man in motion. Throwing on 2nd and 10. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Offense in the hurry up now. They'll throw it again. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
It is caught at the 20. And he gets this forward to the 19. from the red zone now. That finds Jacobs, complete. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They are throwing it again. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And they're able to touch him down, so that's going to bring up 4th down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Man in motion here. Now we've got whistles, but not for delay of game. They were able to get a timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And that's a touchdown catch, at least for the moment. So, Brock, but guys are already walking backwards. You know what that means. I think this one's going to be on the offense.
Holding offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but across the line there, that earns the holding penalty. The task gets tougher as they set up on 4th down. They'll throw for the end zone. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
They take a knee here, and that's going to close out the regular season with a victory.
Nothing left to do now, Kate. It's celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So this is a Packers win. And they end the season on a great note, Brock, with a W in the final chapter of this year's campaign. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.